here with Hardworking Mom. Today I want to show you this idea I had, and it involves three Dollar Tree. It involves 3 Dollar Tree frames. So 2 of the 8-inch, both of these are 8 inches, and then I have one of the 14 inches, and I have cut some sections off. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so I have a Dollar Tree, just 14-inch frame, and all I did was snip it right where these pieces meet. Okay. All right, and trim it off. So I got 2 complete sections. So all I really did was cut it, basically these 2 sections and then these 2 sections, and I threw away the excess. All right, so you'll end up with one like this. So we're going to leave these whole. What we're going to do is we're going to make a bunny. So we're going to take these 2 sections, we're going to load them first, and we're going to add them together, and then we're going to take these and we're going to make bunny ears. So all I did to make this, let me zoom in a little bit, is I took my 2 sections and I simply bent it. Now if it breaks a little bit, it's not going to make a difference because of what we're going to be doing with it. So just bend it over. If you have any sections that are kind of poking out, just trim them off. Because all we really need is this shape. Okay, so we just need the shape of the ear. We're just simply using this frame to get that shape. Okay, so I have 2 here. All right, and we will attach them onto the top of this one, like this, and then you'll see we'll have our bunny. So you could do a kitty this way. You could probably do a dog this way as well. So all you've invested so far is the $3 in these. Now you can still do these with Dollar Tree mesh. I'm going to do them with regular mesh. It's quite hard to find Dollar Tree mesh in my area. So what we're going to do is I'm using a White Snowbell mesh. I don't think it's going to take more than 1 roll, but I do have a second roll just in case. Since I haven't used this form before to do this, I kind of have to figure it out as I go. Okay. I'm going to cut my mesh. Let's see. We're going to do 15 inches for the bottom. Okay. I am going to put these on slightly different. Similar, but slightly different. I'm going to use white pipe cleaners. And I'm going to be able to cut them in half, so I'll be able to use twice as many. Okay. So I just take them and trim them in half. All right. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this together. So this is going to be the bottom section. I'm simply going to take my mesh, and I'm going to show you 4, and then I will do the rest off camera. So I'm just going to do a ruffle by putting my thumbs back here and creating a dam. So you can see if I push it, it's going to stay in place. And then I use my fingers to pull back into my thumbs. And I make little bow tie, I will take one of my pipe cleaners and I'm actually going to pull it around so you can either tie it right up here like this, or you can tie it right on the frame. But all I'm doing is making my ruffle, and then right in this middle frame I'm going to tie this on just like this. Alright, I'm going to go all the way around until it's nice and snug. So I'm going to show you a few more times. We are going to put something in the center, but I want to finish the outside first. Okay. So I take my pipe cleaner, I tie my pipe cleaner around it. Let's do a couple of these, and then we'll put them on. I want to make this larger than the frame, which is why I've made my ruffles into 15 inches. You could also do this with 10 inches. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to take it, and these two pieces, I'm just going to put it right in through the middle of my frame. I'm going to tie it on. Okay. And I want to make sure that my ruffles are pushing up against each other, so they do want to be sideways. The cut pieces should be here, and the machined pieces should be up here. So what I mean is, I'm going to tie it on so that this part is going in this direction. If you have it in the wrong direction, it's not a worry. You just simply twist it. Okay? See, if you had it on in the wrong direction, then your cut edge would be here. So you want your cut edge to be inside and outside the frame, and you want your finished edge to be inside. So this is going to start getting our shape that we want. So let's see, I suspected I might need 5 in each section to make it as full as I would like. So let's see. Now remember, I'm only using this center ring here. Okay? Yes. So it looks like 5 in this section. I don't think we'll need that many in all the sections, but I'm going to cut and start putting some on, and I'll come back and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do to the center. Okay, so I have gotten it covered, and I used 13 of the white, so we definitely will need 2 rolls. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take some deco rope. Now you can use pipe cleaners, zip ties, or really anything else you would like to put in the center. So I want to take enough to cover this base. So I probably want about 10 inches, 2 of them. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to cover this base and cross it. So I'm just going to put one here in this direction, just tie it on. And I'm going to tie one in the opposite direction. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow me to be able to put some pink mesh with some pipe cleaners right inside that circle. So I'll take my pink. This is also cotton drift mesh. so it has the little cotton piece all the way through. I don't need as large a piece in the center, so I will just cut a few 10-inch. Okay. All right, and we're going to do the same thing. Now you could just do a messy ruffle in this case. It's only 10 inches. I will take some pink pipe cleaners, cut them in half, and we're going to make a few of those. Okay. So just tie the pipe cleaner right in the middle like we did before. I think we're probably going to need, we'll see how 4 looks and then we'll see. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, and I just want to put them in the middle. For one, I want to fill this up completely, and I want it to look a little bit like the bunny's belly. So I'm just going to put a little pink. I'm just tying it right to these little ties we did out here. Okay. Because I want it to be right straight in the middle. Right. So I'm going to tie all 4 right in the center here. And so the reason we crisscrossed it is so we could get right straight in the center. Alright. I will kind of pull these out, make sure they ruffle out. Okay. There we go. One more. I think 4 is going to do it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we have the bottom half of the bunny. So this is the belly. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to start on the top. So we want the top to be larger than the bottom. So the way we're going to do that, and just so you see again, so I've tied the pink right here in the center and just the white all the way around. We're still going to use 15-inch. But what we're going to do this time is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get our half pipe cleaner, tie it. We'll do a few. This time we're going to do it a little bit differently. So in order to make this a little bit larger, to cover the area, we're going to cover the inner circle and the outer circle. So we're going to put them both on the inner circle. So see, I'm just tying it right here on the inner circle. We still want it open this direction. Okay, so see, I still want them to back up against each other, just like we did on the other one. But this time we're going to put 2 layers on. So that's really going to help to make this larger, fill in the center. All right, so I've done some on the top. So we're going to do some on the top and some on the bottom. So I'm going to do the top, and then I'll come back and we'll work on the bottom. Okay, so I got the first round on, and I did 13 on this inner row. So now I'm going to... Okay, so I have gotten the inner circle done on this one. I thought I might need to do a little on the outer circle, but I really don't. So I just did the inner circle here. So what I want is this to be just slightly smaller than this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these two. So I'm going to pull this mesh back, and I'm going to pull this mesh back, and we're going to zip tie these together. Okay. So I'm just going to run a couple zip ties through. And we can kind of do this on the other side so you can see a little bit better. Okay. All right. That's one zip tie. And now let's do a second one. I just want to make sure it's secure. So you don't want to pull it so tight that it's going to make these not sit still. But you want to pull them tight enough that they're not going to come apart. Okay. So now you can see we have the basics of the body. Now, I have some others cut, so if this does not look like it's long enough, if it doesn't look like it's wide enough, as opposed to this, you can add some more on this outside. So what you would do is you would add a few more right on this outside edge. Especially around the sides and the bottom. Okay. So remember, we did the middle. Now we're just going to do a little on the edge. And I kind of wanted to wait till the end to do this so I could see how much. I don't want to add too much. I don't want it to get too much larger than it is. So I'm just adding a little so I can kind of expand this a little. I might add just a little bit here and a little bit here, just to kind of bring it out a little. Okay, so one on the side here. So I expected I would use 5 or 6 on the sides and like 1 or 2 on the bottom. I mean 5 or 6 total, including 1 or 2 on the bottom. Okay. Alright, there we go. So now our belly is definitely larger than our head. So if we hold this up, it's just going to kind of look like a little blob right now. But we are going to push these down a little bit. We are going to add the ears, and that's going to help a lot. Alright, so the ears we have right here. And I'm actually going to zip tie these pieces down here to the frame. But what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this white mesh, and we're going to do like a poof. Alright, so we will tie it onto the bottom with the zip tie just to keep it secure. I'll just trim this off. Now this part at the bottom is going to be buried inside that frame. So let's kind of zoom in. I'm just going to do a poof on this side, and I want it to be fairly fairly snug because I really want to make sure I'm going to cover this whole thing. I can use a zip tie right in the center. I could also use a pipe cleaner. So whichever way you want to do it, it will work fine. Alright, and then I'm going to go down the other side, just like this. Okay. And I'll trim it off here. Okay. Just like that. We're going to put some pink in the middle. I'll take another zip tie and secure this to the bottom. And I'll trim off this excess mesh. Okay, so we have the outside of the ear. We can kind of tuck that in a little. Okay, now we're going to get some inside. So we're going to do something similar. I'm going to gather it. I'm going to kind of stick it through the top. Actually, maybe we'll start at the bottom. No, I think it's better to start at the top. There's a little edge at the top here that I want to be able to get to. So I'll just put a little zip tie in there. You could also use a pipe cleaner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather this edge up. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And then I'm going to place it like this so that it will come around that edge. So you can see I'm kind of zip tying it, and then I'll pull it back around just to cover where I started and to secure it. Okay. Alright, now I will take this piece and I will go down the middle, make sure I have enough to cover. So you just want to kind of gather it loosely, just like this. And we'll trim some of this off. Okay, and we'll secure this down here at the bottom. So you can wrap it around and secure it to any frame part that you can find. Okay. There we go. And we'll do the other ear exactly the same way. Okay. So we have one ear done. And you may have to play with it a little. Okay. Just kind of tuck your pieces in until they get to where you want them. This. Okay. What I'm going to do is take this, flip it over. Okay, and I'm going to attach one ear here, and I'm going to attach the other ear over here. Okay, so I'll take a zip tie. Alright. I'm going to run it right through where this wire frame is. To this frame. And the same thing with this side. I want to make sure that I keep it pretty tight. So we don't want a giant ear, just a little cute ear. So there. So you see part of it's not going to be showing. All right, so let's do our other ear. So we're going to do the exact same process. I think I want it more over here. Here we go. Okay. So we will do the exact same process on this one. Spread it out. Make sure we pull it up top. So remember, you want to leave enough so that it's going to cover that. Take another zip tie. Go up at the top. You want to make sure you leave that poof there so that it can stay loose enough to create the look you want. Okay. Same thing on the other side. So I'm just pulling it up to the top and then gathering it back down to the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to gather this one and zip tie it as well. Okay. Alrighty. Now I can trim these off a little. So remember, these little edges are really not going to be seen much. So try not to worry too much about those. Alright, let's do the pink in the middle. So we're going to take our zip tie and we're going right up here to where this little frame piece is in the middle. There we go. We're going to tie it right up there. And remember, we're going to tie it upside down. So the first thing I want to do is clean this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to tie it and flip it over. You can also do that with your white if you are worried about having the edges. Oops. Okay. So we pull it across, leaving enough room to make sure that it is poofing up here. We kind of want to push it so it's kind of underneath the white. And organize it there, like that. Okay, and then we will trim off this edge and attach it right down here. Okay. So we have ear number 2. Remember, you'll just kind of have to get them in place. Now remember, you're only going to see a portion of it. So you only have to get it in place for that one little portion. Okay. Now, I want this one to be over here on this side, and I want this one, let's see, no, we want this one on this side, and this one on this side. Okay, so we'll take a zip tie, we'll run it under both, get it tied on. We're going to do the other side. All right. Go. Kind of pull it out. Now for the back, what you can do is just put some placemats right in the back to cover this. But as you can see, whoop, maybe you can see if I make it big. We now have our bunny shape. So here's our ears. Here's our little bunny body. And I thought what we could do is take this. So this is just a little bunny face sign I made. And we can just put it right up here. I did attach the face just by punching a hole on the top and the bottom. And then I put the very thin wire on it and wired it on. You can see I just pulled the wire right through right here. So this is it with the face on it. And I want to show you one other way. Okay. So I have not even trimmed these off. I just kind of put them on there temporarily. But you can see I just put wire on the top and the bottom. So the other thing you can do to create a little face for your bunny, you can get these little eyeballs at the Dollar Tree. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. They have large ones, they have small ones. Okay, we'll just grab a couple. There we go. I think we need the larger ones, but we'll get, yeah, we'll definitely need the larger ones. Then you can take 3 pipe cleaners. So now I have brown. You could do brown, you could do black. So I just take 3 pipe cleaners, and in the middle, where the middle is, I'm just going to twist them together a couple of times and then pull it out. This will be the whiskers. I'll be a little bit closer. Maybe like this. Okay, the 2 eyes. You'll just have to glue them on. Which they want to fall, but just want to show you what it looks like. Alright, and then you have 2 options for the nose. You can use, you can get these pom-poms. You could use a red pom-pom. You could do a white pom-pom, or you could do, you could also take a pipe cleaner, like a pink one, and just roll it. So I just roll it around my finger like this and create a little nose like that. And then you would just glue this on. So let me show you. So this would be the little whiskers. And I can attach this on. So what I would do to do the whiskers and to attach them on is I would run just a tiny little bit of wire. So just get your little wire. You don't need a ton. I'm just going to kind of run it around here like this, just like that, and then I would just run the wire right down to the frame and just tie it on. There we go. Okay, then just kind of move your whiskers a little bit, like this. And then put your eyes. Kind of hard to get the eyes to stay without gluing it. But let me show you what it looks like with the eyes. So this is it with the whiskers. Oh, and this is it with the eyes. So you would have to glue the eyes on. There we go. So there's the whiskers. I'd maybe bring the whiskers up a little bit. Put the eyes here. And then you have another way to do the bunny. Okay, well I hope y'all enjoyed this. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you'll know when I'm live or putting up new content. But let me show you one more time with the sign. Alright, so this is the one with the sign. Or remember, you can make everything that you need with pipe cleaners and a couple little eyeballs. You could also put buttons up here at the top for the eyes. But I hope you like this, and I will see y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.